Most voice AI implementations I see fail for the same reason. The owner tries to make the AI answer every call the same way. That's like hiring one employee and telling them to be a receptionist, a salesperson, a dispatcher, and a customer service rep at the same time. That employee would quit. Your voice AI shouldn't be doing it either. Here's the blueprint I use when I build voice AI for service businesses. And it starts with a decision most people skip entirely. Every incoming call falls into one of four buckets: deflect, route, capture, or kill. If you don't know which bucket a call belongs in before it arrives, your voice AI is going to disappoint everybody. Let me walk you through all four. Bucket 1, deflect. These are calls the AI handles completely, start to finish, no human touches them. Existing customer wanting to confirm an appointment, somebody asking for hours, somebody needing a receipt resent, somebody wanting to reschedule, somebody asking if you service their area. Anything that has a clear, factual lookup-based answer goes in deflect. The AI gets the answer, gives the answer, ends the call. The customer is happy because they got their answer in 15 seconds instead of waiting on hold for 6 minutes. You're happy because no human time was spent. The rule for deflect: the AI must have authoritative access to the system that holds the answer. If your AI is guessing at appointment times, you don't have a deflection system, you have a liability. Bucket 2, route. These are calls where the AI's job is to identify what kind of call it is, gather the critical context, and hand off to the right human as fast as possible with the human already knowing what's going on. New lead calling about a complex job, existing customer with a complaint, anything time-sensitive that needs judgment. The AI's job en route is not to solve anything, it's to triage. Name, number, reason for the call, urgency level, then handoff. The handoff is where most voice AI fails. The human gets the call and has no context, so the customer has to repeat everything they just told the robot, and the experience feels worse than if they'd just talked to the human in the first place. The fix is to send a structured summary to the human's phone or screen before the call connects. 2 seconds of preparation makes the human 10 times more effective. Bucket 3, capture. These are calls coming in outside business hours or during overflow when no human is available. The AI's job is to gather everything a human would need to call this person back and make them feel like they were heard, not screened. Real conversation, real listening, real questions, not a glorified voicemail. The capture has to be high enough quality that the human calling back in the morning can pick up exactly where the AI left off. Customer should never feel like they're re-explaining themselves. Bucket 4, kill. Nobody talks about this one. Some calls should not go anywhere. Telemarketers, robocalls, spam, vendors you don't want to talk to. If your voice AI can identify these in the first 5 seconds and politely end the call, you save your team hours a week of distraction. I have one client whose office manager was getting interrupted 28 times a day by sales calls. We trained his voice AI to detect telemarketer patterns and politely decline. 28 interruptions a day went to 2. That's hours of focused work given back to a human. That alone paid for the system. Now here's the part most operators get wrong. They think the goal of voice AI is to maximize what goes into the deflect bucket. More deflection equals more automation equals more savings. That logic kills businesses. Because the calls you really need to deflect are the cheap ones, and the calls you really need to route are the expensive ones. Let me explain. A new lead calling about a roof replacement. That call is worth, on average, somewhere between $4,000 and $8,000 in expected revenue. If your AI tries to deflect that call into a booking form, you just lit $4,000 on fire. That call should be route immediately to a human salesperson, with the AI gathering basic context in the first 20 seconds and then connecting, even at 3 in the morning if you have an after-hours sales setup. A confirming customer asking about their appointment time. That call is worth essentially $0 in new revenue. Deflect it. The bucket assignment is based on what the call is worth, not what's easy to automate. Most operators do it backwards. They deflect the high-value calls because deflection feels like progress, and they route the low-value calls because they don't trust the AI yet. Flip it. Trust the AI with the calls you can afford to get wrong. Use humans for the calls you can't. Now let me give you the technical blueprint. The first thing the AI says matters more than anything else in the script. Most voice AI opens with "Hello. This is so-and-so virtual assistant for whatever business. How may I help you?" That's terrible. It immediately tells the caller they're talking to a robot, which puts them in robot mode, which means short answers, no context, frustrated tone, open like a human would. Thanks for calling business name. This is name. What's going on today? Casual. Open-ended. The caller responds like they would to a person. You get more context, you can triage faster. Second technical piece. Build in interruption tolerance. Real conversations have interruptions. If your AI keeps talking when the caller starts speaking, the call feels broken. The AI has to detect speech and yield immediately. Third piece. Have the AI repeat back critical details. Address, phone number, appointment time. Repeat back, confirm, then proceed. This catches errors before they become customer service problems. Fourth, every call gets logged with a transcript and a summary, not just for QA, but for training. The cases where the AI failed are your roadmap for what to improve next week. Without logs, you're flying blind. Last thing, and this is the contrarian close. Build the root bucket before you build the deflect bucket. Most people start with deflection because it's exciting. Build routing first. Get the AI good at identifying call types and handing off cleanly. Once that's rock solid, expand into deflection one call type at a time. Slow is fast with voice. Get one bucket right before you touch the next. If you do this in the right order, your voice AI becomes the most valuable employee you have. If you do it in the wrong order, it becomes the most expensive complaint generator in your business. Subscribe if you want more blueprints like this. I build these systems every week and I share what's actually working in the field.